weapons of mass destruction. What the documents published today show is their clear objective to create as much human suffering as possible. Tom Fenton, CBS News, London.
It has been more than 20 years since smallpox was declared eradicated worldwide, and even longer since Americans stopped being vaccinated. Now the threat of smallpox is back as a weapon of terror, but Jim Stewart tells us Americans have little protection against it.
The only remaining stocks of smallpox are supposed to be locked away in research labs at the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta and similar ones in Russia. But with evidence that Soviet scientists who successfully weaponized it during the Cold War may now be working elsewhere, smallpox gets top billing for a threat capable of killing thousands.
You know, I lose my sleep on smallpox. I think that's the worst because it's infectious. Our society is very, very mobile. All you're going to need is a few handful of cases.
The smallpox virus spreads through the air from person to person, so the very first smallpox victim to walk into a hospital could potentially infect every person there. Unvaccinated, an estimated third of them would die.
I want to see the vaccination made available. I want to see it made available soon, and I want my children to get it.
After September the 11th, Marcia Jordan Burke asked her pediatrician to vaccinate her children against smallpox.
Their sense of urgency is they don't want their children destroyed like the World Trade Center was destroyed.
Take some big breaths, Christian.
But Dr. Barnett had to tell her and many other parents since that there is no vaccine. The reason is a lack of supply. The United States has 15 million doses of old vaccine on reserve in case of an emergency, and Congress wants to produce another 200 million new doses, but the anti-terrorism legislation that would pay for all that has yet to be sent to the president.
I think maybe they're stalling for time until they have more vaccine and they figure out what to do. I think a voluntary smallpox vaccination program is inevitable.
But even after manufacturing begins, getting the new vaccine will take at least a year. For some anxious parents and doctors, that's simply not soon enough. Jim Stewart, CBS News, Washington.
Straight ahead this evening, why is this woman, a journalist, in jail while prosecutors pursue a man acquitted of murder?
When your child has a high fever, you head straight for the Children's Motrin. When you're hurting, don't you wish there was a mom's Motrin? There is. Motrin IB. Fast, long-lasting, able to beat tough pain in a single dose.